KHOU 11 Morning News starts now.
Good morning, Houston. Thanks for waking up early with us on this soggy Wednesday. Great to have you here. I'm Stephanie Simmons here with Kimberly Davis.
Right now, we are tracking some very heavy rain in parts of our area. Those storms have led to several school districts delaying their start today by 2 hours. Those districts include Livingston, Cold Spring, Oakhurst, Anderson, Shiro, and Shepherd ISD. We have team coverage for you this morning. Cheetah, we will start with you. It's expected to be a total washout.
Today is a total. Hello, now we're on. Okay, today is expected to be a total washout, yes. Good morning. So overnight, most of the rain that was really intense fell between Brenham, Navasota, and Huntsville. These are areas that are all under a flood warning right now. However, I want to take your eyes down to Brazoria County. We have seen a lot of lightning, intense thunderstorms here right along 288. So if you're waking up in Brazoria County, you're hearing a lot of thunder. There is still that flood warning here just west of there. Now, bringing you inside the city, if you're waking up, let's say in Bel Air or Spring Branch, these are areas that have seen some really heavy rain as well, even towards the Med Center this morning. So overall, we are expecting rounds of rain today. This continues through noon, and so does our flood watch. Now, the only warning that's in effect right now, again, mainly concentrated for our northwest counties from Brenham, Navasota, Huntsville. Kim, the National Weather Service has this active flood watch in effect until noon, and I think they're going to keep this just because any additional rain could lead to potential of high water spots today.
Oh, and additional rain is exactly what we've got coming in, Cheetah. For today into tomorrow, we're looking to accumulate another 1 to 4 inches of rain, so high water spots are possible, not to mention a couple of isolated areas could see higher totals. So where is the rain gonna fixate on today? It's looking like still for a far northern and western counties. I think later on today a boundary sets up along the coast. Some of the models are picking up on that, some are not. So really take the positioning of the rain with a grain of salt. The big picture here is we're going to see downpours, showers, and storms throughout the day. Navasota is a spot that's already seen considerable amount of rain, and so we've got boots on the ground. Our Victor Jacobo is there now to show us what it's looking like outside. Victor?
Yeah, Kim, it's rain boots for sure on here on the ground in Navasota. We're across from the municipal airport, I don't know, just down the road from downtown Navasota. Right now, the rain is coming down pretty steadily. On our drive here, though, we did encounter some limited visibility in some spots over on the highway, and then you see some standing ponds, some accumulation of water on the side of the roads, and that's what you really have to look out for. I'm going to step out of the way so you can kind of see we're here. This is a road that's part of a subdivision, so not a lot of traffic coming through here. It doesn't serve too many homes, but this kind of illustrates what you're likely to see on many of the smaller roads, that water accumulating. What happened here is that there's a pond in this subdivision and that water has nowhere to go. We have checked out some of the creeks, some of the rivers in this area, and they are flowing pretty strong, but the banks are holding up. And when that water has somewhere to go, it's able to move through. Now, some of the properties we have seen in the area do have that heavy water accumulation, especially on the ditches in the side of the road. So, you know, if you do encounter something like this on your morning commute, be aware, know that it's really difficult to see what's on the bottom. And if you can't tell, like over there in the back, it's really getting deep. It's best to just kind of turn around, think of another way to get to your destination and be safe when you're out there on the road. So keep that in mind as you head out this morning. For now, reporting live outside Navasota, Victor Jacobo, KHOU 11 News.
You know, Victor, it sounds like common sense, but every year we see where someone drives through high water or they get stuck in some, situation that they don't want to be in. The key this morning for the hydroplaning and to avoid such action is to slow your speeds and try not to brake really hard. Know that you need to ease up on that accelerator. Down here on the south side by Liverpool, 35 is going to be a washout, heavy conditions. The windshield wipers going off in Alvin, Manville, closer to the southeast part of town now, almost hitting the Sagemont area, League City, coming up through the East Beltway as well. And then parts of Channelview off of I-10 getting soaked all the way up through the northeast part of the Beltway here on the northeast side of town. A couple of pictures to show you here on the Gulf Freeway, even in Galveston County, heavy conditions there at 71st Street. Luckily, drivers are moving at posted speeds. We have plenty of space between one vehicle and the next, so everybody seems to be behaving. Same for 225 I-45 here at Pasadena as we are monitoring things in and out of LaPorte and all across the city. As high water spots pop up across town, we want to remind you of some important safety tips. Ugochi Iloka joins us live in the weather tracker. Ugochi, what are the conditions like right now for you?
Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, we are in the storm tracker, the weather trackers you just mentioned, and we are on Highway 290 headed towards Cypress. And I got to show you really what we're looking at here. We have seen a lot of rain come down, especially in the last 10 minutes. It's actually slowed down within the last couple of seconds. Really, it stopped just before this live shot, but it was pouring and the roads are still very visibly slick. As you can see, we ran into a few ponds ourselves on the way that really snuck up on us in the dark. And the Harris County Flood Control District's meteorologist says drivers, as you've been mentioning, Jennifer, really need to slow down, as you said, when they're approaching these streets, these roads, these freeways, because that water will sneak up on them. And here's where he says they've been seeing the most flood problems overnight.
I'd be careful on the feeder roads, especially up on I-45 North. Those are locations where we can get some of the water, and I do know we've had some high water up there this morning. This is a typical location where we can get flooding when we get this type of rainfall.
Yeah, so you heard it there. Further north is where they're seeing a lot of rain and potential flooding, some ponding that they're watching out for. They want drivers to know about. So they don't expect any structure flooding today, so that's the good news. However, in the next hour, we'll explain exactly if some areas, some people, if they see some water coming up in their homes, what they can do to stay safe. So we'll have that for you the next hour here on KHOU 11 Morning News. Reporting live from the weather tracker, Ugochi Iloka, KHOU 11 News.
All right, Ugochi, thank you. Important tips there. I used to live off of Rayford Sawdust off I-45, and it was sometimes safer to stay on the freeway, so good that you mentioned that. And remember, you can share your weather photos and video through the KHOU 11 app. Just go to the Near Me section at the bottom, then click Share with Us. But please make sure you're in a safe place before sending anything our way.
It is 5